Brand new hunting arrows. Let's get it. Now anyone that knows me knows that once I find something I like, I'll use it for years. I don't like changing things that often. But this year I did change my entire bow setup from top to bottom, so I figured might as well change the arrows too. But honestly, I've been wanting to change my arrows for a while because I've been shooting Easton FMJs. While I've loved them, they're not perfect. In fact, the other day I was on YouTube, came across another video talking about FMJs and how over time they start to develop a slight bend, and with repeated use that bend gets worse and worse. So I went home and I looked at all of my arrows and not a single one spun true, which really explains why my groups have really started opening up lately. So I decided, you know what, it's time to try something new. And while I haven't decided on what arrows I want to shoot for this upcoming archery season, I'm starting out by testing these. These are the RIP TKOs. These are the green ones. I believe they're the Gamer series. The yellow ones are a step above, a little more expensive, a little straighter, and then I believe there's red ones as well. But I've got a light knock in there, some boning X3 vanes with 100 grains up front. We're gonna try them out, see how they perform. I've heard really good things about these arrows, so I'm excited to get them out here and see how they group. And now it's starting to rain on us, so doesn't look like we're gonna get much shooting in today, but we could really use the moisture. Thought it was going to blow over, but it doesn't look like it's going to. So got a few reps in. Let's go back to the house and talk about these FMJs. All right guys, we're back home. We're out of the weather. Let's get back to the FMJs. Now, in addition to the straightness problem of just simple repeated use and having a slight bend, I've also noticed that as I've used them over the years, every single time I shoot an animal with them, they tend to bend or break. And I've shot everything from coyotes and javelina all the way up to deer, antelope, and elk. And without fail, almost every single time I shoot something with them, it's pretty much unusable. For example, this arrow right here, I believe was a mule deer that I shot. And if you look at the front of it, I mean, it is completely toast. Now, obviously, every arrow is going to have its limits. They're going to bend, they're going to break, but it just seems like every single time I shoot something with these FMJs, if I so much as glance off a rib bone, or I believe on this one, I hit the opposite shoulder of the deer that I ended up killing, it just seems to wreck these arrows, whether it's splitting apart like this, or another example is this one right here. You can't really tell in the video, but it is very bent. This one was an elk and just completely bent, and all this did was glance off a rib bone and also develop that split at the end as well. So durability is probably the biggest reason I am ditching the FMJs, in addition to, again, that straightness problem. They tend to develop that bend over time, and I can definitely see that in all the arrows that I've spin tested. You know, at the end of the day, when it comes to arrows, I think an argument can be made that it really doesn't matter how expensive your arrows are or how cheap they are. I think it comes down to how much confidence you have in them and how much practice you get. As long as you have things like your arrow length and your arrow spine set properly, I don't think it really matters what arrows you're using, as long as you personally have confidence. And that's what I intend to get by testing more arrows. The FMJs have been great, but it's time to try something new. So if there's any other arrows out there that I should be looking at, let me know down below in a comment. I'm going to be doing a lot of testing this year leading up to hunting season, but I am excited to begin that with these RIP TKOs. So hope you enjoyed this video, guys. We'll catch you in the next one.